Hans, the Ramen Raider, coming at you with another episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time. This is a show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles, and this is our second episode of a 3-episode series. We have joined by Matthew Bella, friend for years and author of a book chronicling his conversations via mail with the late Joseph Edward Duncan III, better known as Gent by his people who know about him. Death row inmate, serial killer, sexual predator. How's it going, man?
Hey, Doug. Thanks for having me on the show today.
That's what I do. And we're going to have this today. This is from Kung Fu Noodles of Taiwan. Premium goose oil with Sichuan pepper and hot chili. Looks good to me. Let's look into the bag. Here's what we got. And this one takes 6 minutes. It's a Taiwanese dry noodle. If you're unfamiliar with those, go to your local Asian grocery and get some because you're missing out. They're really, really good. Authors of books about serial killers love them. I mean, look at this. Look at that. All right, dropping it in the boil, starting our 6 minutes, and let's go to our next question from your recent Reddit Q&A session you had with all the people fascinated with crazy people that are not on Reddit. How has talking to him affected you mentally? How do you feel about him? Yeah, how do you feel about him after having such a long correspondence?
That's kind of two questions there, but you can blend the answers together. So, how does this affect me mentally? I consider it to be a profoundly disturbing experience that will stay with me forever.
I imagine so. That's hardcore.
And the second one there, how do I feel about him? I understand more of why he did it and how he came to be. So I'm not a person who can just walk by this person and hate him. You know what I mean? Anymore, like the way you normally would. I have moments of anger and hatred towards him because But now that I understand more about his psychology, I have hatred for more of the system that was built around it.
Really?
Yep, absolutely.
Wow. So you like him now?
Yeah, he's my best friend.
No, but I mean, you have more of a, I wouldn't say sympathy, but more of an understanding of.
Correct. I specifically avoided using that word.
Yeah.
I think he nailed it there with that description, though. Yeah, that was appropriate.
Yeah, because I mean, everybody has a mind, and
dude, I could make you into this person. Hans, maybe not for the kids part, but I can make you a serial killer. I can make you a person that hates society so much that will go out and kill the children of the people in that society just to get revenge back at them. Because it's the only piece of power they have in the world. I could make you into that person.
Nah.
Absolutely. I could put you in prison for 20 years. I could abuse you. I could take away everything you love. I could destroy in front of your eyes. I could break you, dude. It could happen to a lot of people. Most people.
But he did crap before that.
Right. So you take a disturbed person and then put him through that system, and I'm surprised. Don't be surprised at the results.
I see what you're saying. I think he probably already had those things.
So what are those things?
What, going and taking somebody out in the woods and threatening them with a gun and then like sodomizing them? I think that's probably. That's a pretty bad thing to do on your own without being in prison. But what are you supposed to do? Just go, that wasn't nice, don't do it again, and let them go? I mean, what do you do? I mean, obviously, we don't have a perfect prison system. A big problem we have here is too many people in prison for smaller things. That's a big thing.
And then their life is ruined because of it.
Well, what about the people's lives that they've ruined?
You're saying for smaller things like drug possession and marijuana.
Yeah, property crimes, crap like
you go to prison
that.
for you go to federal penitentiary for 12 years for selling weed. I mean, when you get out, you have no options.
That's not a balance.
You have to, like, go work for the FBI or something. What's that?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know.
I was just watching a short documentary on it's like 45 minutes about
medium length documentary.
Oh no! Short documentary about this. Okay, so there's I watch a lot of specialist channels on YouTube. Specialists in this field reviews this from a movie. You know what I mean? Hacking scenes and stunt scenes, all this kind of stuff. And so you get the real insider's take on it.
Okay.
And there's this guy called Larry Lawton, and he's an ex-con. He was America's biggest jewel thief at one point in time, and then he went to prison, federal penitentiary. And he got out. He wrote a book. He has a YouTube channel, screenplay, the whole deal, right? So he does reviews of movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And he just reviewed this documentary that they did about Norway's prison system, and he was blown away by it. He was like, America's system is about punishment, and theirs is about rehabilitation. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
the results with punishment, man. It's just going to make you hate the society that put you in there even more.
Well, you also have to look at the fact that with the system that's set up, there might be a lot of good ideas for changing it, but you also have to understand that the prison system has a lot of money behind it. So with it, with the way things, not just privatized, but federal,
there's industries
state,
inside the prison, like the products that they produce are sold to private companies too. So there's
it's an industry. It's an industry. The only reason you have as many people incarcerated in the United States as we do is because it's been industrialized, and it's worth a lot of money.
Yes.
Anyway,
that's a very good point. It's disgusting.
It is.
So you're producing monsters, you know, and hardened criminals with no other options in their life but to go back in a life of crime, and have no good experiences with, you know, the government that put them there, because the arm of that government was the abusive guards in that prison, right? And so then they release them, and you're just producing people who are messing up your society even more, right? And so once you step back and take a look at the big picture, it's like, oh, I can fix it right there, bing, right? But it's incredibly more complicated than that.
Well, we're running into a problem here because we've only gotten through one question, and we just spent 6 minutes.
That's fine.
But the next one, what was your own biggest mental block that you had to overcome to stay objective?
Okay, so this is a good question.
Would you say with the answer that you just gave to the last one about the system being mainly to blame for this guy, that doesn't sound objective to me.
Okay. First of all, my answer to this will not actually be relevant to that, so it's a completely separate thing.
Okay.
But in that context of what you just said, I would say that objectiveness allowed me to see, right? Or otherwise, I would have just hated him forever. Being objective allowed me to see the greater forces at work. Okay, I'm not writing that off as a story, but it was an influence, right? And perspective on this allowed me to see that is the view of objectivity right there. Okay, so the biggest mental block I had to overcome when writing to this guy. Okay, so there was the first initial thing where, like, am I really going to do this? I'm going to have to talk to this person. I knew what he did. It's horrible, and now, you know, all the repercussions that come along with that. Mental, societal, all that kind of stuff. I overcame that initially, right? And then once he got into it, in his first couple or few letters, he started talking about how people who have adult-child sexual relationships are not really harmful for the children, and that people who go through those experiences when they're younger but don't have any more problems than normal people, because normal people just want to complain about something anyways. And I was like, Jesus shit, like, I know people, adults, people I care about.
Oh yeah, that are like...
who are still in therapy because of stuff that happened to them when they were
sure.
And so I had to, like, put that aside. I didn't throw that at him as an example for my personal life, because I didn't want to give him anything to feed on.
Right.
So I had to hold that back and kind of work through the objective points on it, and that was the most difficult part of the whole thing.
I could see that, yeah, because I mean, it's like the guy's already being punished, It's not your job to punish him. It's your
Correct.
job to dig into his brain
Understand.
and kind of get some kind of something out of it, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll never do that by being angry at him, you know?
Yeah, or being
That was tough.
judgmental. I mean, all you gotta just like kind of try to draw out all these different weird. Yeah. Kudos to you, man. I don't know if I could handle doing that. That'd be really hard. I think a book like you've done and this kind of correspondence would be really hard if you had kids, man.
Yes, absolutely. I can understand that. But even more important if you have kids, I believe, which is why I did it, partially.
I got you. Yeah. Ooh, noodles. I got noodles, buddy. Here, let me. While I'm glaring at my noodles and going, ooh. Did you ever get the sense he was trying to manipulate you in any way?
No more than he was manipulating himself or trying to manipulate the world, maybe subconsciously through his own notions of his own psychology in the situation, right?
Was his story like, did you get the vibe that you were like getting a really polished version of himself?
No, absolutely no. As I said before, I'm sorry, that was in a previous show. So once he decided that he was going to correspond with me, everything was on the table, and he said that clearly. He said, there's only, I had said, you know, a few letters in, I started asking him the tough questions. I said, I think we've established, you know, I was waiting to develop some mutual respect between us so you know that I'm not just throwing these things at you in any kind of a way. And so, and he said, no. You don't need to earn my respect. I've decided to have the right to talk to you, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to answer everything you ask completely honestly.
Wow.
So that was, so I don't think, so as I said, he gave me the honest truth as it came out of his head. However much that is the truth, you know, is the question of this whole thing, and it's why I wanted to take a bigger look at his case.
I gotcha. One more. I gotta make this bowl look pretty. What type of audience do you think is interested in your book?
Well,
I'm guessing you're not going to try to market this to schools.
Well, not now.
Summer reading program. Summer reading program. Yeah, no.
I'll sell these anywhere I can.
Get the Girl Scouts to, you know, print some quotes about it on their packs of cookies. Yeah, this guy. God.
That's a great market, man. Yeah. Hey, parents, you should be watching. Oh yeah, you want some samosas, and then how about a book about a serial killer?
Yeah.
For your parents. All right, so what's the target audience? What kind of audience are we interested in? So, true crime enthusiasts, obviously, it fits, Letters from Jet fits squarely into the true crime genre. It's up there with other books about interviews with serial killers. One of those really good ones that came out recently was Conversations with the Killer with Ted Bundy. It was his old tapes transcribed with the professional voice actor. That was excellent. So this is kind of in the same line of things. I would also say... well, I'll say it, concerned parents, if you want to learn how to prevent serial killers happening to you, you can read my instructional manual. But really, the new perspective on this that I'm getting recently by talking to these is that people who are interested in certain types of treatment programs that happened at certain periods of time in this country and how those relate to the psychiatric field in general and to criminal cases in particular. So counselors, really.
Yeah, I could see people that are into like criminal law and criminal this and that kind of field.
Mm-hmm. There's an aspect of that there as well, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh. I just had like a mental fart. A brain fart. Isn't that what those are called?
I'm looking at the beautiful view out my window here, and it's just an absolutely glorious day.
Yeah, I'm stuck inside. The hell with you, buddy. Well, hi, Mimi. You want to say hi to Uncle Matt? Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Good.
What's going on, man?
I have my pink tablet. Hi.
What's going on, kids?
Run away, writes weird books. Nah. Well, it's time for the rotation thing to happen. So let's do that, and then we'll wrap up this episode in a moment. So let me. Having difficulties. I'm having difficulties. Well, that it. No. All right, well, that's that. An absolutely sensational noodle with goose oil from Taiwan. Hey, where can people get your book?
Amazon.
So just look up Letters from Jet or Matthew Bella on Amazon. You might see some of his other literary doings and conspirings.
Absolutely.
Can we have you back for one more?
I'll be here.
Okay, the next one we're gonna do is gonna be this, and you're gonna be like, what? You haven't had Sapporo Ichiban miso before? This is a new recipe that I'm gonna do involving mayo and egg and grated garlic. I don't have a grater, so I had to kind of hand mince it with my hand. But yeah.
Cool.
You'll
Glad to
enjoy
be here
it.
for it.
You'll enjoy it. You'll all enjoy it. Bye-bye.